Hey guys, in this video we are going to take you along on our boat preparation for the Atlantic crossing. We are planning on doing it over the course of 3 weeks here in Almerimar. Now we have done a big refit of boulder steel back, I think 6 months ago.
About 6 months ago, yeah.
We installed a water maker, we installed lithium batteries,
solar panels, an arch, a new fridge. I think that's all the big stuff.
Yeah.
A new radar.
Yeah, that's right. So we did a whole bunch of work that have made our boat really self-sufficient and really well functioning, which we've tested all over the course of this season. But there are still a few things that we need to do because there are a lot of things that our boat is not equipped for or prepped for to cross an ocean. So, in the coming weeks, this is what we're going to do. We have a list. 1. We are going to add a new autopilot.
Yes, so our old autopilot has been acting a bit wonky, so we decided it was time to upgrade our autopilot because with Sophie and I as a shorthanded crew, the autopilot is really our third crew member. So we thought it was important to add a new autopilot.
Yes, so we're not replacing our old autopilot, we are adding a new one and we are going to have a dual autopilot system. We are making an entire video about it, by the way, later on. 2. We have a bunch of canvas work that we are going to be doing.
That's right. So in order to keep the heat down when we're in the Caribbean, we're going to have some covers made for the hatches so we can keep them open but keep the heat out. Have some shade made for our bimini around the sides. So
like mesh panels.
Yes, so we can let the air flow in but keep the sun out. And those are the two big things that we're doing.
3. We need to replace a couple of through hulls.
That's right. We're going to replace 2 through hulls, one for our water maker and the other one for our engine inlet.
Our water maker wasn't performing really well underway and we believe that it's because there were a lot of turbulence at the through hull level. So we are going to replace our current through hull with one that has a little scoop so that it scoops in the water in the low pressure pump.
And then while we're at it, we're going to replace the engine through hull because it looks not so good.
Yeah, it's been looking a little gnarly. Okay, then this is probably the most important part, but the rigging.
Yeah, we're going to do a full rig check in a tuning. We're going to inspect our boom, our hard bang for the boom because it's been making some weird sounds. We're going to do some stuff with our emergency forestay so we can actually stow it and use it. Some adjustments to the bowsprit because it doesn't fit since we got our massive anchor. And then we're also going to look at a more permanent preventer line system and a better downwind or maybe a more thought through downwind plan for when we sail downwind across the Caribbean. Yes,
we are also adding a third reef in our mainsail. It's something that we had, but like the third reef was just a hole in the sail that we had to tie down. And like when you want to have the third reef on your mainsail, like you don't want to be manually doing it and tying a line. Then we need to finish installing our Iridium Go.
Right, so we got an Iridium Go from our passage from Malta to Almerimar, and it came with a marine kit with an external antenna and some mounting brackets and stuff, but we didn't have time to install all of that before we left. So hopefully we have time now, we can install it and make it more of a permanent installation with a better antenna.
Our Iridium Go is how we are going to be able to communicate via sat phone, send SMS, and receive weather forecast when we are crossing the Atlantic. And yeah, that's it. Like then we provision and we go.
So I'm just about to install the EV1 sensor, the spaceship looking thing. So what I've done is gone around with this compass, this handbanger compass, and just to see different spots if there's any big variations. And in fact, the one spot I was looking at under the chart table had a pretty significant variance. So I'm glad I didn't put it there. I'm putting it under this cabinet, which is fairly close to our electronics panel. And that gives me easy access to install it, easy access to check on it, but it also, the way I'm going to rig it up with the seacocks NG, which we're going to talk about in another video, it's going to allow us to expand or change our system pretty easily in the future. So doing a little forward thinking. So I have just put this in, I've taken a little level, because the boat's never level, just to level it out, and now I'm going to drill it in place.
Okay, Ryan, what is going on in your life?
We are going to run a cable. And for those who do boat work, you will know that running cables is probably the worst job on the boat. I dare say it's worse than fixing the toilet.
Oh.
The smell is bad on the toilet, but at least you know what you do. Cables can take, honestly, a week.
That is a daring statement.
I'm not sure this cable's long enough. So I said to Sophie, we're just going to run this network cable really quick before I run to the chandlery. And she said, oh, really? Really quick? But I have a trick up my sleeve.
What I said is running cables and quick cannot go in the same sentence. That does not exist.
So, the last time I ran a cable, I ran a mouse with it. A mouse is just another line. So I'm going to attach this to my mouse. I'm going to attach another mouse to this so we're prepared for the future. And voila, we just pull it through.
No, it's voila.
Oh, whatever.
Not voila.
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 And then I'm just going to hop into the back of the boat.
Go, honey, I believe in you.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay, Ryan, you will hear me say it.
Oh, yeah.
You were right.
Set to go for the next one.
Good job, baby. High five.
That literally took 2 minutes. That was awesome. But today we're going to finish the autopilot. We're going to install this switch, which will allow us to select either the main autopilot or the backup autopilot, and it will switch all the power and the drive unit, I think is what we're doing, yeah. So this is kind of our go-to switch. And there's a few other little bits and bobs, and then Spencer here is going to make sure I did the rest of it correct. And then we're going to see if it turns on.
Yay! So what are we doing today?
The template for the side covers.
Okay, so the point of today's canvas work is to make panels for the enclosure of our bimini that are made of net. It's like a net fabric that lets the wind and some of the light go through. Until now we only had this like plastic, like the full enclosure, which is great in really cold climates, but we're heading towards the Caribbean where it's going to be really hot. So we wanted to get some panels in this net fabric to let the wind go through and create some shade to protect us from the sun. So we're letting pros do professional work, as opposed to I'm not really gifted with a sewing machine. But Sandra here. Sandra's good. In the meantime, the guys are still installing the autopilot.
Hi, Spencer.
Hey Sandra, how are you? You alright?
Yeah.
It is pretty crowded on board today. How's it going, Spencer?
Yeah, it's good. I love squashing into little holes and playing with wires all day.
Yeah. Today we are hauling out polyseal because we need to redo a through hull. It's a very expensive and time-consuming thing to do for such a small little place on our boat. What's going on?
It's a pretty heavy steel boat, and it's really stressful to watch. Like, I can only imagine the guy who owns the boat. I was just talking to him. He's like super freaking out, but it looks like they have it under control now. Oh my gosh.
It is currently 9:15. We were asked to be here 1 hour and 15 minutes ago. Oh yeah, we're still in the water too. Mañana.
I'm stressed about today. I have no idea how this is gonna go.
What are you talking about specifically?
Removing the through hulls. I am a little stressed about it.
All right. It is almost 10 a.m. and we've almost been waiting for 2 hours, effectively. But finally it's time. We're going up.
Huh? no, I'm just pacing around.
I bet you Ryan is at the chandlery. Because when Ryan is not around, he's at the chandlery. Always. Of course he's here. I was like, where is Ryan? He's like, Ryan! And he's like, of course Ryan is at the chandlery. Where else would he be?
I was trying to see if my parts came. We're gonna get this through hull off. Grind it down, take it out. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Don't ruin the boat! Is it too soon? Well, this is nerve-wracking.
It's so close. You can see it moving. There we go.
Wow! Wow!
Sometimes we need to put holes in the boat to get water in or out, in which case we need to have a way to manage that water, shut it off or turn it on. So we have a hole in the boat, and that's followed by a skin fitting, so that's this pipe that goes into the hole, and then there's a fitting on the outside and inside that we seal. And then to shut the water off or turn it on, we need to have a thing, and that's a seacock. That's this. So there's a valve inside, you can turn it on, off, and then that goes to a pipe that goes to... The valve doesn't move because I have a thing jammed in there.
This is the hole. That's pretty scary.
So the only big difference here is that this one is round, this one was round, this one is a scoop. And our theory is with our water maker, if we can have a scoop on it while we're running it underway, it will help with the turbulent flow around the hull and gather in water and less air. But we don't know if it works. We're going to try.
So this is the entire reason why we are changing this through hull.
Yes, the water maker. This one was made of brass, I think. This one is made of bronze, which is supposed to last a lot longer.
Okay.
So, and then while we're at it, our engine seacock has looked a bit like gnarly since the day we bought the boat. So we're going to try to take that off.
Yay! How's that looking?
I mean, I don't know. I just don't know how the f we're gonna get the next part off.
Right. That thing.
It's gonna be a big challenge.
Life at the yard. Welcome to an oasis of calm, quietness, and inner peace. So happy we came here. Such a great place for a holiday. Oh my god, I hate this ladder. I hate that I need to climb down my boat to get off. Pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. Okay, honey, show me the money.
This is the money.
Oh, look at
Way
this.
Different. Do you remember how it looked when we pulled it out?
Yeah, I did.
It's nice. So I'm just lightly sanding it with some high grit sandpaper to get like a few little things off of it. Not like actually biting into the metal. Probably emphasize I did not clean the prop with sandpaper. I have a feeling some people might think that. We use hydrochloric acid in a lot of water.
Okay, and on my side I am going to show you what I am going to work on today. So this is some growth that I need to take care of. I should have removed it yesterday when we took the boat out of the water because it is very dry and cakey. Such a nice environment today. I love it. I don't think that we can get out of this yard too early.
It's so fucking gross. I hate it.
Oh la la. Hello, Ryan.
Okay, ready? Up she goes. Ready?
Yeah. "7:30 in the morning, the moment of truth." Okay, so now anxiety moment for us is when we are going to put the boat back in the water. It's going to make sure that our new through hulls and seacocks are watertight, like perfectly watertight. And that's a big one. That's a big one.
We're gonna take the boat out of the marina, do a little spin, test the autopilot, and do something else.
Well, that's our turn now. It's both really exciting and also a little bit nerve-wracking. There are, oh my god. When you think about it, there are so many things that can go wrong today. Our seacocks, first there's going to be when we put the boat in the water, and then when we actually turn the engine on and the boat starts pumping raw water into the engine. And the third thing is testing the autopilot, because we're gonna take the boat out for the little spin to try our autopilot. It's not that many things that can go wrong really, but if it goes wrong, it's pretty bad.
I'm so nervous.
Oh my god, I hope those seacocks are okay.
That one looks pretty good.
Okay.
That looks good so far.
Oh my god! Thanks guys! Bye! Okay Ryan, I got this. I'll start taking us out.
Yeah.
Can you go down, do a double check of the seacocks, take the life jackets up?
Yeah.
Okay, we are in the water, we are not sinking, and my nervousness isn't completely over yet. It will be eventually, but now it's time to calibrate that autopilot of ours. It looks like it works though, so pretty good sign.
So the autopilot needs to know if the rudder is centered and if it's going left or right. So there's a way to calibrate it so it knows if the rudder is centered and if it's going left or right. So you have to do a small thing in the programming here. It's a pretty automatic function. You just push menu, there's a screen for it, and then it centers the rudder and it knows that it's turning all the way left or if it's turning all the way right. So that's the next thing I did.
Do you need a haircut, Andy? You look so tiny in the middle of those, Ryan. Look guys, we have a gimmicker. Today is rigging day.
And then you just go on, and it lights our way.
Wait.